Welcome back to part number 14 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Rome. We just finished a fairly quick war with Carthage. We escaped at 73 war score, and Carthage, I think, was just really getting started. They had a lot of units about, and in fact they may have outnumbered us at some point. I think because they called up a bunch of levies. I didn't call up any. Had some mercs. I've disbanded them. We're making quite a bit of money now, and we're back on track to replenish our funding and buy theaters and instill some loyalty going forward for a higher aggressive expansion and lower stability that I plan to be running with them. The Strabellian guys are chronically discontented because of a city, a former tribal capital that has nobles and citizens. They'll get over it. This no cities here either. They're going to get over it as well as the tick converts. There's hardly any pops there anyway. I've moved them all into cities. These other areas, well, they're going to get over it as well. I think at some point. I'm going to look into these matters as funding becomes available. I'll just look, sort by loyalty and try to do something with what money I have. Most of it is ticking up. We have a great wonder that adds 0.7 to the provincial loyalty and 6 to the governor loyalty. We have quite a few loyalty bonuses for our various characters as well. So, let's see here. Culture, happiness, and then +4 for approved family, legal patronage. High faction generally is a thing as well. Okay, so we finished that. I went through, built some colonies in the mission here, and converted some pops or assimilated them that you can't even notice, but there are some that have been assimilated with these missions. Whatever the case is, we're going to head away from Carthage as we have a truce with them presently, and really nothing can be done. We could have carried on with the war longer. We have a truce until 548. I think it was 6 months ago or so that I came to the conclusion that we should retreat. And you'll note the 3rd Legion is not as yet fully recovered from the heavy infantry losses. And there were a lot of Carthaginians around, so I'm glad I got out with what I got in as timely a manner as I was able to do it. Along the lines of this timely manner, Pontus is a quick in and out presently. It's generally unaffiliated. I just dropped a claim on Silicopedius. We're going to try to a separate peace with him. If not, we'll probably... I have claims on Pontus approximately on the coast and around my territory, but interiorly here I have no claims, and I don't want to pay the aggressive expansion. So we'll take what claims we have. I'll probably try to take this, and then we'll just call that a quick and out as well, and then figure out something else to do. Let's see. We have this, and then yeah. And then Scythia. Why not have that? We'll do that as well. I think there are some claims to be had. There's a claim that why not do it? We have 2 advances for innovations. Oddly enough, our research is lower than it was. So let's see if I can get that back up. I need to see about getting some of the Romans. There are probably a lot of them about in the countryside now, and they're sort of tanking the research. I should probably go ahead and finally swap out this tax farming. The slave output, it doesn't really do much. So we can take unintegrated culture group happiness. Let's see what that does to our loyalty sort. And it didn't really do much at all, really. Well, it probably didn't do much for our funding level either. Let's see, 177 turns to, well, it didn't matter either. We're bleeding just a bit. Stability of 0.19 there. We can probably do that for 36. We'll pay. Well, here we are. We've arrived at our destination, so let's declare the war on Pontus. We'll go interior here. That should work as well as any other, really. It looks as though our friend here in Silikiapedias here is no longer affiliated with Pontus, which means that we could either demand military access or just go and pick him up. I'm thinking the latter. And then after our Pontus war, if he's still unaffiliated with anyone, we'll just declare war on him when this claim hits. We should slaughter this guy. He has light infantry and a 0. Yep. And looks as though we're also at war with Saldicia. That's a revolt in our vassal. I'm going to call up some levies. I took a look at the 77 war score, and although we can take other things, this is 14 war score for 9 AE, this is 20 for 3. Obviously, I don't have a claim here. So going down, I could take 10 for 9. I'll not do that either. And everything else is essentially as efficient as can be, and we'll just lay some more claims on them and let the cycle run its course. Let's peace out here for a meager 13 AE and not worry. We'll get the heck out of this area, and well, where to go next, that's the question. Looks as though we have established some adjacency here to Armenia. Here, for we can drop a 113 pointer there. I was thinking of maybe declaring war here. You know, really, as the Scythians are in the middle of a revolt, I think there's never been a better time to go and snipe the former Bosporan Kingdom. As to whether we want any more, it will depend, but I'll be happy with just this. And then we'll call that a war as well, just sort of burning some time here before we go and engage Carthage again. I think we need to create some tyranny to take the edge off this aggressive expansion. The stability is dropped below 50 for the first time. I'm going to do a few shenanigans here with the characters. Something or other. Let's see. Well, this is a good place to. Let's see here. Who is this guy? Let's see. We get some. No, we don't. I guess this Praetor is quite popular. We could smear his reputation, I believe. We'll gain some approval from the Optimates and the Boni. I don't think that these popularities, they're hopeless anyway, so that's what we'll do. I'm going to smear the reputation of all the popular people until we get a sufficient amount of tyranny. We have the technology here that we just acquired. The monthly wages plus the threshold for civil war is +5. So we could go all the way up to a +5 here on the Civil War threshold. We're only at 1.26, and we'd still be right where we started prior to that. Oh, we have another 0.11 here on the aggressive expansion change. I suppose I could smear more, but the rest of them, I smeared all the populares. Who are you? That's below 5 threshold. You can't smear them. There must be another way. I'm going to imprison some of these guys who are not loyal. Who knows? Maybe I'll release them thereafter. Let's see. We get some. We get more there. Let's do it. I think I can let them ride out, or maybe they can stew in there for. I'll let them out. It says this guy is Roman, but he's not. He's a Carthaginian. So we can turn around and let this guy ride out, or get even more tyranny. Arrange for gladiatorial debut. I see 4 tyranny. We'll get that. Boom. Uh-oh. Let's see. This guy. Uh-oh. Well, that's more like it. We have a 47 tyranny now. We're going to make our way to this coast here, back to our fleet. We're going to go and conquer the Hellenic territories, if they still are Hellenic, in Scythia. Those poor characters that I sent to prison. I had the Great Family sort on, and now I have it off, and there are a great many populares that can be smeared. At least there were, but there are not many left because they've all been smeared, and their popularity is now below the 5 threshold. Whatever the case is, we have a bunch of tyranny now. It burns 0.27 aggressive expansion. It gets juices the slave output, and it doesn't really affect us in any other way, meaningful way, so far as I can tell so far. Better late than never here. We're gonna go for Torica. Hold on a moment here. Yep, the provenance of. Right there. Well, it looks as though this guy here wants a little bit. We're gonna declare war on the Scythian revolt as well. These engineers and these siege, the siege wonder is about the most brutal thing I think I've ever encountered here. It's just these forts drop so quickly. I took a look at the Scythian war here, although I don't want to peace out quite as yet, because I want to take this provenance here, I believe, from what I want with it, I don't know. This one here I don't really want. I have what I want, the city. This is a city here, but it has nothing to do with anything to do with the former Bosporan kingdom, and it's, well, wrong culture group, and almost completely wrong religion. So what I want with it, I don't really know. There are some claims down here, I think. I'd like to connect this area here, and that's going to be the end of the war, but I don't want to peace out with one Scythia because the other one will occupy the defeated Scythia will occupy the territories of the revolt, or the other one, or vice versa, that I want to take. So we'll just let both run. Let them run concurrently. There's essentially nothing that can go wrong. Okay, let's peace out and get out of here. We can take sort this by the war score. Torica 10 for 1. We'll take that. We'll have that. Obviously, we'll have a claim. We'll take that, and then I think we have a claim there as well. Take that on general principle. That as well. Either will not have that or that. And that is the size of it. As for you, let's see here. It looks as though we have a claim there. And there. As for the rest of it, who wants it? Alright, so other than this, we have a connectivity. Maybe we'll work that over in some point in the future. Let's see how this is loyal. It's not very. Alright, here we go. It's the same. I mean, what's out of place here? This Tribalia. I don't know what drives it. The Tribbles have gone mad. There may be that Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles. Maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know. Some sort of. The thing is, there's nobody there because I moved them all out. But let's see. At least they're not quite as promoted as they were. It's still mad. It's still mad. I think I need to move Romans up there. I think that's really the only way to head the loyalty crisis off. All of these guys have either moved to these coastal cities, or here, or probably here. I don't really know where I sent them, but they still have a serious negative tick right here. I figure if there's only one pop in any given territory at some point, that necessarily must be the one that's going to convert and or assimilate. because there's only one there. Okay, so now I have to get out of here in an efficient manner. I'm going to go to this port, and we're going to pick up these guys with the Navy. Bing, and then bam, and then here to Keratonesis, where this unit should be shortly. And then I think we sail off to Egypt to engage these guys here again. See if I can get... I think I have claims, one in works as well. I figured so long as we're here and there's a couple of nice cities right here that we could move our pops into, we may as well declare war here before somebody else does. And then it'll be a larger issue to deal with. This guy's on his own, we'll take him out. Alright, there it is. We should be able to peace with this guy immediately. Done it. Who is this now? A prisoner? It looks like two of them, but it's not true though. I'm just going to cancel them away because it's a bug. Off they go. Right, our military experience is going to top out shortly. And take defense or more discipline, and we can have the Roman formation. I'm going to change that. Let's check that. I think that one usually more effective. Definitely more effective against the phalanx, which would be Egypt, which is where we're headed. I have the maximum number of mercs. They're right here, waiting to be picked up. We will move them over in this area. And I have placed my units appropriately, and I am ready to declare war on Egypt. The question is, what province to take? Cyprus sounds like a reasonable idea. We'll do that, and go. So we have, I placed quite a few units about. Essentially this, we can go and siege that. We'll go here as well. Anyway, it's going to be a slaughter, so I'll be back to you. This force march comes in handy. I usually don't, or didn't used to take it. These little units can get out of hand. So I've caught him. The war goes well. We've subdued these client states. Mostly occupying this proximal area here to at least our territory, and then we are probably going to proceed down here and into maybe the deltas. I don't really know as to the war score, but we have a fair bit of it already. 6 stability event, I'll take it. Well, the war goes well so far. We have quite a bit of war score left to accumulate, but we're able to take quite a bit of land. Anyway, we've occupied this. We're going to head down in this direction. And the deltas are, I think, inexpensive, relatively speaking, for, let's see. Yeah, 32 war score, 3 aggressive expansion. That's enticing. We have arrived at an equitable peace agreement for 21 aggressive expansion. We are canceling both of his subjects and taking some land. Let's see. Yikes. Okay, so there's a bit of border gore here. We took essentially mostly coastal stuff down here, and I think we just came into quite a bit of money. I think that's the former Antigonid capital. We'll take the money. In Tyrus, we will take the money again. All that money is going to let us build theaters and temples and such things and move pops to my heart's content, which is half of why I play this game. So I'm going to do exactly that and then see about moving these cohorts or legions over towards Carthage. Did that truce again? Yeah, it's gone. So we can attack Carthage again if we'd like. I've been fabricating claims non-stop. We have most of Carthage claimed. At least the eastern part of it. The plan again with Carthage is to take this via normal warring. And the coastal stuff you can get claims on. So we'll stay within like a normal means of aggressive expansion, say 50, 60, 70, whatever. And then when the Marian reforms hit, you can't get claims on this inland stuff, and it'll cost you a fortune. So why not use the War of the Spear from this mission right here? So we'll save it for Iberia. But what we can get claims on, we will. And then War of the Spear will do away with them, and that'll be the end of them. Okay, the first thing to do here in our consolidation, this has a 17 marshal. We're going to keep this merc on. This merc is a bit small for the Carthaginian campaign. He had a lot of cohorts out on the field last time we saw him. I'm going to buy a couple of those big bruisers in Sicily there. They have a decent marshal and about 16k or thereabouts. This is a 27 cohorts, 20 cohorts, good enough. This guy here is available, 33 cohorts, and then we have 36 cohorts there. So Carthage has doubled the size of their navy. It's still relatively small, so we are here. We're mostly filled up with food. Just like last time, we're going to sail right across this strait there and attack his capital. This unit here has made his way from defending this fort against the Egyptians. He's traversed all this and has arrived at this Ansel area. He'll head up and deal with this, these forts through here. Hopefully end up here as well. It looks as though he's attacking Gymnasia. Let's go ahead here and declare war. We'll take his capital. The landing's gone successful. We defeated the second levy of Africa. And these forts are falling just as fast as last time. A lot of bouncing around. War goes well. There's been quite a lot of back and forth and here and there, just essentially chasing them around with boats. And once we get in here, it's kind of hard to reinforce, but finally I won a series of battles and I got the war score up to 95. Let's take a look here. I think the war score should be very low there, so let's sue for peace. A 3-point whatnot there, that works. Let's see, 24 for that. We'll take. What is that? Alcoian, I see. Carthaginian biostasis there. There it is, 99 for 16. That'll vaunt us right back up to 50, no problem. Would I rather have that? Probably. Another 6k. It's not a bad haul. It's yeah, let's have it. We'll place the governor with the highest loyalty and lowest corruption that we have. That would be this guy. Let's check the. It's loyal. It's loyal. We have a lot of non-culture group happiness, or wrong culture group happiness is what makes all that come together. Getting some very serious bonuses there. Unintegrated foreign culture plus 12% essentially. So they're all positive. Every last one. So I can build cities and theaters and whatnot at my leisure. There's no rush. No problem. We have friends in high places going as well as reduced governorship and our great wonder. The wonder and the high places are adding 0.17. But still, it would still be positive. Whatever the case is or is not, I'm going to move these cities about and leave this area and head back where I don't really know. Well, we made it out of that mad area. Back to Sicily here. I've disbanded the mercenaries. Let's see how much money we're making. 225 after all expenses, which is not all that much. And that, I think, should do it for the episode. Let's check the loyalties again, see if there are any. Tribalia has finally come around. Everything is positive, I think, because of that plus 10 loyalty tick. Whatever the case is, it looks all positive. And I think I just filed a claim against the Persian Empire. There's really that's where it's at. We've got to go against the Persians and head east. So that it would be a good addendum to the ending of this one. There's about 5 minutes left until it reaches a half an hour. So Antipolis, we created that client state fairly early. Resetia a little after that, maybe 20 years later. We had formulatic worship, the religious policy here, prior to releasing it. And when we released it, it inherited all of our technologies or innovations. So the pop conversion speed of 0.5 is an automatic tick with the plus 15% and plus 5% or whatever from up the tree. The point being, if you keep your eye on this Antipolis, I haven't done a blessed thing. But other than it seems to have converted quite a few of these pops to Hellenic. There are some Romans, intermixed in there somewhere, which should make a huge difference when I do indeed integrate the thing. I can get a Roman hub of various, or just leave them there for loyalty, but I could group them together into, I think he has a couple of urban centers. I'm not sure whether he's built one, but whatever, we conquered, I think, these two, and I don't think he's built any of them, but more to the point, he seems to be, well, he's not exactly loyal, but the point is he's integrating before that's going to become an issue. Like in 5 years, all this will become Rome proper, and then we'll have direct adjacency to all of this. Meaning that we can trade with them without, or they can trade with us, and there's no diplomatic range issues. That we can also file claims on them. I don't want to do that. You can sort of, as an afterthought, conquer all of this lot. If you have claims, you can just have a cascade of claims, and you can, quite literally, it can be done in a decade. I'm sure of it. I've done it multiple times before. This area here, let's check the status of. Yeah, there's a lot of Hellenism there as well, like a lot of Hellenism up in this Zalamoxian area, etc. So those should be easier to annex and hold as well. There's some Roman pops from him being the primary Roman culture, and let's see when he's integrating. 590, so it's going to be a while there, but this one is in 5 years. Anyway, that is the end of the episode. I hope to see you in the next one.